YouTube? It's me, Joe, and I'm back with another reaction. Oh, and we are back with the ever-loving bane of my existence, Zach's Gun Rants. Day's going good. But now we're gonna look at, we're now here to look at some of the most cursed gun images that I guarantee not even Brandon Herrera is not even brave enough to look at. Yes, we're back with Zach's Gun Rants, and yep. I don't know about that. The dog is quite vocal. He's anything but silent, even on Christmas Eve. But yeah, we're back here with Zach's Gun Rants. Why? Because his series is fun. I like doing live reactions, and my suffering seems to make everybody smile. And just looking at it, it's in Fallout 4. Oh, this is gonna suck. But before we watch this video, make sure you like and subscribe, turn on the notifications so that way you know when I go live. Follow me on all my social media and my Discord where you can talk to other fans, leave little suggestions, and see what else I'm up to and get notified for when I do my gaming streams. I told you my day's going fine, White. And if you haven't already, please support me, if you can, by hitting the little join button and joining my YouTube membership. At the moment, all you get right now is a thank you at the very end of the videos, where with your name in the end of my videos, and you get some cool little emotes and stuff you can put in chat. Anyway, now let's bring up the display, make sure volume's maxed out, so I blow out my eardrums with the absolute screams and agony. Alright, let's see what Zach's got us for, and we're gonna be here a while. Grab some popcorn, folks! It's almost an hour and a half long. We got a bumpy road ahead of us. Let's get this video started in 3, 2, 1, and play.
Alright, so you have your inflammatory remark pack. Doesn't feel weird, I didn't adjust the stock in a weird position.
As long as the 0 is fine, I don't care.
It's still zeroed, what do you think, I am a pleb?
Yes! You don't know how guns work.
What in the hell is this abomination?
And yeah, we're already starting off strong. Oh, one of the reasons I despise... Thank you, Tribal, for joining. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. I really do. You're awesome. That's another admin onto the list. All right. But yeah, we're starting off strong. The one... Fallout 4... Why was out of every 3 guns I got, 2 of them were pipe pistols or pipe rifles? I know it's a nuclear apocalypse, but you can be a little bit more creative than a pipe pistol.
Browning's holy name.
Looks like a gun.
In that it shares some characteristics with a gun.
It has bullet, it has trigger, and that about it.
What do you mean by that? Look at it.
It looks like absolute dog piss.
Are you kidding me? My dog's piss looks better than that.
As long as it can propel a bullet down range.
The magazine is sticking out of the side of it. The barrel is literally made from a piece of steel that is welded together.
First things first, just because the magazine's sticking out of the side doesn't mean it's bad. It means it's an Uzi.
No, that means it's a MP18, Mike. An Uzi has the magazine sticking out of the bottom.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm 100% positive.
No, I don't think so.
Let's see how well it works.
Yeah, it functions correctly.
Yeah.
I can make a heavier receiver for my pipe pistol.
Yeah, you like your pistol that much? Your pipe pistol?
No, I absolutely hate it, but I mean...
Oh my god.
Oh, that's kind of cool. It's a fun little shitty stock. That's not a reflex sight, that's a piece of pipe with 2 nails drilled in it. Oh, good God.
That's a shotgun, huh?
This is terrifying. This is just a freaking blunderbuss. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Oh, wow.
It's a freaking zip gun. Oh, this is bad. This is real bad.
A zip gun, you say?
Yeah, it's basically made out of 2 pieces of metal that you just bang them together and it shoots.
Oh, okay.
Please,
you got
Lord.
a bayonet on it, too, I see.
Yeah, I do not want to use this.
Yeah, I
especially
don't-
with
I don't
how long
blame
it takes
you.
to reload this piece of crap.
Is it a single fire shotgun?
It's a single shot. It's real bad.
If you were desperate for a gun, maybe.
If I was desperate, but I also have a
If
semi-automatic
I was
12
desperate,
gauge that
bleeding,
does
and
way
bleeding
better
out,
than this.
We'll
maybe.
stick with that.
It's the PPSH BAR.
It's not though.
So
what
it's got
the-
the top cover of a PPSH 41 for some reason, but then the magazine of a Browning automatic rifle, and then the foregrip of a Browning automatic rifle.
Well, what kind of
It's
stock
an
does it have?
amalgamation
It's got
and
a
a
PPSH
mess.
41 stock on it. It's not well designed.
Automatic Jaguar.
What the fuck
it
is
looks
that?
like a Villar Perosa in that it has 2 barrels, but it's also got like the gas system of an AK on it. So, okay, this is really weird, because you got the barrels, and you got this thing on the top, which I would presume would be the gas
This is
piston
why the
system.
second I got my
Unless
hands
that's
on
just a
Fallout
gas
4, I
tube.
immediately
But
began
then why is there
modding
an op
it.
rod on the bottom? And then also, why does it have the handguard of an M60 on it? It's also got like the takedown lever of an AK. What even is this?
I'm still
I don't
fixated on
know.
the double barrel. Who needs that many barrels? It's so extravagant.
Why is it also made of license plates and a speed limit sign?
What?
Behold, the Dragnov.
Ah.
I find it kind of interesting that there's a pick rail on the top of this, because I wouldn't necessarily put a pick rail on the top.
that-
That's why it's got the side mount for a scope.
Yeah.
The reason I wouldn't put an optic on top of the top cover is because the top cover can wobble around.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it means
big
that your
time.
optic isn't really going to stay zeroed.
Oh, that's a problem.
Not a great idea. So, that is the front end of an AS Val. Why are you putting the front end of an AS Val on a 7.62x54R? What?
Time to make a Frankenstein gun.
I can put an acro on this? Ew, Barska. Ugh.
Not a big fan of Barska
Oh,
sights.
God, they're terrible optics.
Ugh.
How so?
They have a hard time holding zero.
Yeah.
They don't hold up to abuse. Not very good.
Pieces of
What are you
shit.
basing this opinion on? Your
Like
personal
most things out of
experience?
It's my
Russia.
personal experience with Barskas. They're
What's your sample size on that?
several Barskas and also several that customers have owned. PSO1, which is the optic that should be on it.
Are you gonna put it on it?
No, I'm going to use this thing with iron sights.
All right.
I'm going to use a Dragnov as a battle rifle, even though that's not
It's
something
kind of a
you're
Chad
supposed
way
to
to
do.
You
do
want to
things.
put optic? Okay.
Just use the
Dragnov
SVD as a
isn't
fucking battle
technically
rifle.
a sniper rifle. It's really more of a designated marksman rifle. I'm not a huge fan of the PSO1 because it doesn't have adjustable eye relief.
No. Here's the thing. You see, if they had the Ludi in this game, if they had the Ludi in Fallout 4, I would have played it more. But no, they just slapped pieces of wood, iron, and said, pipe pistol. Funny. Todd, you and I would have words. I would have words with you, Todd. Because honestly, your business practices, how you release it, you know what? You're a corporation. I accept it at this point. But I'm going to have a talk with you about firearms, post-apocalyptic firearms, because you could literally take any gun in the world that is currently active and you can apocalypse it. That's what I'm calling it. You can apocalypse it. Because, dude, you can make an AR-15 something interesting, something even I would like. And that's hard to do. Especially with the ARs, because everyone remembers why I hate ARs. If you don't remember, go look in the last Zach's Gun Rants. I went off on my own rant. And I don't want to relive it. But yeah, Todd, you can make so much. There's such a window of possibilities. And you made everything a fucking pipe pistol. Don't joke about that tribal. If he does come out with a wood gun, I will hurt someone.
Your eye has to
More
get
than likely
pretty
my
close to
pillows
the
as
back
I
of it.
beat them to crap.
And because the Dragnov has quite a bit of recoil,
Yeah.
they put this rubber cup on the end of it.
Yeah.
To absorb the recoil.
It's just supposed to smush into your face.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't work great.
No.
No, you kind of just end up bonking yourself with it a lot.
Right in the eye.
I also find it funny that when they built the Dragnov, they also put a bayonet lug on it.
Oh, yeah.
And normally, your barrel's supposed to be that long. 3.5 foot long.
Koa, do you need to go out? Ugh. I let him out, he goes out, and then he needs to go out again in the middle of videos. It's like he wants the attention. Who am I kidding? Of course he does. Koa, over here, bud. Koa, outside. You are... Why everyone loves you on this channel? I will never friggin' know. Well, then again, who am I kidding? You're a Labrador, you have a cute face, you bork, you do all the funny stuff. True. But it's just, for me, Fallout got old fast because the 1950s aesthetic gets old real fucking fast. Moving on.
Long rifle with a bayonet on the end of it. It basically just turns it into a small lance. Frankenov.
The Frankenov.
Frankenov. Oh, God.
The Dragunov is a 7.62 by 54R semi-automatic rifle that was designed for the Russian military to give the infantry a little bit more range than the AK-47 could provide.
Yeah, the AK-47 is a good, reliable, all-purpose rifle.
Yeah, it's a good infantry rifle, but this is designed more for slightly longer range engagements.
Designated
so when
marksman.
you got like one guy in a machine gun nest, you can have your designated marksman just pop him with this thing. And 7.62 by 54R has been around a long time.
Yep.
The upside is that it's a very high power cartridge that works incredibly well. The downside is that rimmed cartridges don't exactly like to work well in semi-automatic guns, but the Dragunov seems to do pretty well on handling it.
So there's a 7.62 and a 7.62R.
Well, there's a 7.62 by 39, which is what the AK-47 uses.
Yes.
Then there's a 7.62 by 54R, which is what the Dragunov uses.
Good evening.
Hi, we're having a conversation, thank you. There's also a 7.62 by 51 NATO, which is a cartridge that a lot of bolt actions and semi-automatic rifles use.
Yes.
I'm not a fan of this scope. I might change the scope out.
Yeah.
So you shot that Dragunov before?
I actually used to own one.
Really?
But it was the civilian version of the Dragunov, which
Lucky.
was made by Izmash. It was called the Izmash Tiger.
Lucky.
Didn't have a muzzle brake on it.
I want
So,
an Izmash Tiger.
decent chunk of recoil. You do end up smacking yourself in the face with a scope a lot because there's no adjustable eye relief.
And
Yeah.
this one doesn't even have the suction cup, so you can't absorb recoil.
Well, the scope's further forward on this one.
Yeah.
The military one is kind of even worse because
Yeah.
the military one just has a metal plate on the stock.
oh, fun stuff.
And 7.62 by 54R is definitely not a comfy recoil. I'm sorry. What do they think 308 ammo is? Because apparently the high caliber, it says larger 5mm rounds. Do you know what 308 is in millimeters? Almost 8 millimeters.
Is 8mm bigger than 5mm?
Gee, I don't know, Mike. You can do math. What do you think?
I can't do gun math. You guys have weird rules.
This is why I also put in the mod that made all the correct bullets. With the right shit instead of this 5mm crap. And he's ready. I mean, how hard is it, Todd? How hard is it to make a simple, easy few thousand different types of ammunition? It is that friggin' simple. You just get in a gun expert or... Ugh, Todd. Cutting corn. We're gonna need 4 times the space of Fallout 4. Cause we're cutting corner. And cut as many corners as you can.
No, yeah. 8 millimeters is bigger than 5 millimeters. PP-19 Bison.
Ah.
Here it is.
Yeah, all right.
Looks like an AK-47.
The AK's
no, it
weird
doesn't.
little
It's got the same
cousin.
top cover as an AK-47.
Okay, it's got the same top cover.
It is derived from an AK-47. It uses 9x19mm from this weird helical magazine on the bottom. Check this
Yeah.
out. Then we'll shoot it for a second. Now watch me reload it. That's the magazine. Yeah, it's like a 50-something round magazine.
It must be a
weird
real...
way to do the magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird, but apparently they work okay.
Yeah, cylindrical mags don't do
Of all the
too
weapons
bad.
you could have gotten,
Ooh.
you got 2 submachine
Ooh,
guns.
Yeah, I
is that
love
a
submachine
Is that a sob?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that weird knobby thing coming out the back is the charging handle.
It's not the eyesight. You don't put your eye on that.
Really?
No, that's the charging handle. This is
You pull the lever back.
Yeah, I
you
think it's a
pinball machine.
sob.
yeah, like that.
Really?
Swedish SMG.
Yeah, you pull back on that thing to charge it.
Good grief.
Anyway, it's designed by Saab and Bofors. It's interesting in that the barrel can be removed and you can immediately change it over to 6mm projectile that can be used for training, but they do also have a tungsten armored penetrator.
You can fire
Yeah.
multiple calibers of bullets.
Yeah, just by literally changing the barrel.
So
Leave
you
it
would
to
be
the
able
Swedes
to
to make
rotate
something
out
versatile.
the upper receiver.
No, you just take the whole barrel out of the front of it.
You just remove the barrel.
Yeah.
You remove the barrel, put a new barrel in it, and now you have it shoot tungsten armor-piercing projectiles.
Huh. Why wouldn't you just use armor-piercing bullets of the same caliber?
Because 9mm armor-piercing bullets don't work great.
No. I'm sorry, John
I am
Wick
okay
fans,
with
but yeah.
weird submachine guns. I
9mm,
love submachine
like,
guns
armor
so much.
piercing.
They're just not your
No.
favorite.
No matter what
No,
they
submachine
do,
guns
it's
are like my
9mm.
favorite
It ain't
weapons.
gonna do shit.
I like submachine guns more than I like assault rifles.
Why? You just like the volume of fire?
I just love having a small weapon with a whole lot of volume of fire potential in 9mm.
That's fair.
When I was in the military, I kept trying to order MP5 submachine guns and use them instead of my M4.
So,
They were not happy every time I tried to order those.
because they had no
What's the difference
taste.
between a submachine gun and an assault rifle in this context?
In this context, a submachine gun is anything in like a pistol caliber
Yeah.
or like a smaller than rifle caliber.
Oh, so it's just the caliber of bullet. They're basically the same gun.
This is basically like the helical magazine on the Bison that I showed you a second ago.
Only
it has a long tab that goes all the way up onto the
Yes.
inside.
So basically the bullets keep
drum
on going
mag.
past your hand to get into the gun.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
This thing is fun. I like this. I'm more excited about this than I am about the Dragunovs.
I bet.
I'm actually very excited about this.
I've never heard of this gun before. I've heard of the Dragnov.
Yeah, it's a Swedish gun.
Not
it's
the,
a Swedish
not the
gun.
Dragnov. The Dragnav's a
Swedes
Russian.
fly
The
right
Dragnov
under
is
the radar,
Russian.
but
This is
they
Swedish and
make
it's
some good
intended
shit.
as... It's kind of weird because it's like a personal defense weapon / submachine gun, but it also can be used as a squad automatic weapon.
Hold
it's
up!
a multi-role like submachine gun thingy,
Ri-
and I'm actually very excited
Goddamn,
about it. I
Sweden.
think it's really cool looking.
Sounds versatile.
Yeah. Bison!
Somebody rechambered the barrel, I guess.
Yeah, they swapped out the barrel for a 10mm, I guess.
That's what I said. They rechambered the barrel.
No, they just swapped out the barrel. They didn't rechamber it. They just swapped it out.
That's what rechambering means.
No, rechambering means you actually took the barrel and bored it out for another chamber.
Maybe they did. What a weird... I'll never get over how weird that magazine is.
Yeah, it's real weird.
Believe it or not,
but
I think the
apparently
North
they are
Korean
somewhat
military,
effective.
they have
But then why don't other
AKs
guns
that
adopt
have
that
the
same
helical
style?
magazines, like full-size
it's kinda hard
AK.
to do with anything
AKs.
other
I'm just
than
like,
than
I think I
9mm
saw those like one of their
or like
oh.
pistol calibers.
Light it
Whoa,
up!
Scorpion! Why are all the guns left-handed in this world? They all eject out of the left side of the receiver.
Really?
I think maybe they pressed all the lefties into service. Like they conscripted the lefties.
That's pot. Are you having problems?
A little.
I also found this thing.
Ooh,
Oh,
APS
No, it's a Stetson
Stechkin!
APS.
What kind of caliber bullet does it
Ooh,
fire?
I want
I
one
think
of these
9x18.
babies.
Oh, so 9mm, exactly what I said.
It's full auto.
Ah,
Jeez.
Yeah. I'm not gonna use it.
why
This
not?
thing just wastes ammo.
Then put it
You
on
point at the
single.
mailbox. You're like, hands up, mailbox.
It's like a plus-size Makarov. It's actually a
hands
fucking
up,
good-looking
mailbox. And then the
pistol.
mailbox is like, I'll take you down. And so you pull the trigger on it, and oh my god, ah!
Now that you put it that way.
Yeah. It's cool. Don't
Single
need it.
fire.
Yeah,
you-
Stechkin APS. It's an interesting idea in concept because, like a lot of other small submachine guns or fully automatic pistols, it was designed for like tank crews or people that couldn't carry around a full-size
God, I
rifle.
wish I could
Why
get
would
my
they
hands
make
on a
it
Stechkin.
automatic?
Not the full auto variant.
Because
yeah,
it
full
does
auto
have a
is
small
ridiculous,
stock
but
that's supposed
yeah.
to attach to it.
And
But
fucking
even with
single,
the stock
single,
on it,
just
it's
regular single
real
fire.
hard to
Yeah.
control.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a plus-size
So why would you
Makarov, and
have
I
it
like
full
it because
auto?
it actually
It
looks
does
better
have a
than
selector
the
lever.
actual
This one
Makarov.
seems
Makarov
broken though.
just
I
is
can't
like,
switch it off full auto.
He's baby.
Even
Stechkin,
still,
he's
why even
big
have
boy.
the option? It sounds ridiculous. You burn through all your ammo, then you gotta.
I mean, if you're like 2 feet away from somebody and you just pull down the trigger on this thing, you are gonna absolutely riddle them with lead. Goodness.
Jesus.
That would not actually work. What?
No!
Tech that
Why?
small.
Why?
What
No!
That's why it's called a micro reflex sight, Zach.
Somebody, what? Oh my god. Somebody was goofing. Somebody was goofing and made dumb stuff. Somebody was goofing and made dumb stuff. There's no rail mount on the bottom of a Stechkin. 45 conversion. Flèche rounds?
What?
It's a pistol.
A 45
It doesn't
ACP
even shoot
conversion.
Flèche rounds.
It
Okay,
will
I
if
kinda
you
like
give it
that.
the conversion.
Especially kind of boss.
Yeah, that's a lever action rifle, all right.
Ooh,
Kind
Marlin?
of lever action.
It's based on a Henry lever action, and for some reason
no,
the rear sight looks like it
I
was
think it's a
stolen from a vanilla
Marlin. I think it's
shotgun.
technically a Marlin.
Another mishmash.
Oh my god, there is a death claw over there. Dance, do not go that way.
That definitely does not look like a normal hammer for a rifle.
No, it's got like a little tab sticking out of the side because it's designed so that if you have a scope, you can still access the hammer. Because a lot of times when you put a scope on a lever action, you can't get to the hammer anymore. Yeah, Deathclaw's pissed off. our Lord and Savior, John Moses Browning. Winchester was like, hey, we want a lever action. And he went, okie dokie, and knocked it out of the park in less than 30 days. It's freaking ridiculous.
And then they named a
God
gun
bless
company
John
after
Moses
him
Browning.
because the gun
Oh,
company was so
praise he.
impressed.
No, he's just started his own gun company.
What? To compete with Browning? That seems counterproductive.
Yes, Mike, to compete with Browning. To compete with Browning, John Browning started his own gun company.
He also named it Browning. It was very confusing.
No, the name of his gun company was Harrington and Richardson. And then the Harrington and Richardson brothers founded Webley.
And then Webley founded the Heckler and Koch.
Yeah.
And then Heckler and Koch started
Who?
High Point.
Oh!
And then High Point started Low Point.
And then Low Point I'm done with this joke. This joke
Please.
is stupid and I hate it.
If I remember correctly, that gun was made by Fabrique Nationale.
Oh,
Yes,
my
it is.
baby,
I'm
the
surprised you remember that.
And
FNFAL!
it's called the FNFAL because it stands for Fabrique Nationale Fabricated. Oh, I was doing so well.
Yeah, you lost it. You lost it.
Fabrique Assault and
Leger, I think.
Atom.
Like Leger.
FAL is commonly referred to as the
I
right arm of
want
the
an
free world.
FNFAL. I'd love a
Due to the
Rhodesian
fact that
FAFAL.
almost
FNFAL
every
with its baby
single
barf camo.
Western country during the
FNFAL,
Cold
my
War
favorite.
used an FAL.
That's my
Would have been
favorite.
good branding for that company.
Ugh.
The U.S. insisted every Western nation had to standardize their ammo.
Yeah.
For some reason, the U.S. went all in on 308.
There we go.
Not 5.56?
No,
Not
the
yet.
U.S. went all
Not
in
yet.
on, 7.62 by 51 millimeter.
We didn't get into 5.56
Everybody
till
has
at
to use
least
7.62
Vietnam.
by 51 millimeter.
Wait, you just said a different number now.
Yeah, 7.62 by 51 and 308 are effectively the same cartridge, though if I'm going to be pedantic, which I am,
Of course.
you can't use 308 in a rifle that is chambered for 7.62, but you can use 7.62 in a rifle that is chambered for 308. American military's like, all right, everybody has to use 308 because we want a 308 rifle.
Oh,
We're unwilling to move away from 30-06.
I think I heard
is a
this story.
shame.
Yeah. America and its allies said they're going to use 7.62, and then the Soviets said, oh, okay, then we're going to make our guns that are 7.62 as well. That way, once we kill you, we can scavenge your ammo and use it in our guns.
No.
And that's
No.
when America said, oh, yeah? Well,
No,
guess
that's
what? We
not what
lied
happened.
about that.
That's
now
not
all
what
our
happened.
guns are in 5.56. Ah, ha, ha, you lose.
No.
That's not true?
No.
How close was I?
No,
You were not close at all. You can't use the American 7.62 cartridge in an
Yeah, American
AK-47.
7.62
And then the
cartridges like
Soviets
that.
said,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Soviets are like
Anyway.
that.
Everybody has to use 7.62, and Britain's like, well, we did a bunch of research after World War II, and we are working on this intermediate cartridge that has very low recoil and very high velocity, and we think it shows a lot of promise. Look, here's our EM2 rifle, and America went, no, fuck you. You're not using that. You're using 7.62 NATO, and Britain went, okay, fine, we'll use the FNFAL. So everybody's switching over to the FNFAL or the G3, and Fabrique Nationale goes, hey, U.S. military, we switched over to 7.62 just like you asked. Here's this cool new rifle. So you guys are going to use the FAL, right? Because we switched over to the caliber you wanted. And the U.S. went, no. We modified our M1 Garands to take magazines and work worse. We called it the M14. We're using that instead.
American government. Why? The FNFAL is a perfect fucking rifle, way fucking better than the M14 ever was. And you passed up the perfect right arm of the free world for a piece of trash. After the M1 Garand, basically, in my opinion, most American firearms after the M1 Garand started to tank because that's when they started listening to corporations. Because they know all about war, right? I'm salty as fuck. Just know that.
I guess someone else got a lower bid on the contract.
The U.S. took the M14 instead of the FAL, and the M14 was a massive disappointment.
So no one's surprised.
Well, the M14 is still a pretty good weapon, isn't it?
It isn't!
alert.
The U.S. military
Anomaly
spent
detected.
millions of dollars and 30 years trying to turn the M14 into a sniper rifle. And what they succeeded in doing was making the M14 weigh 20 pounds and not be able to shoot one
Scanning.
MOA groups. Ow!
Tell me one interesting fact about the FAL.
It is a tilting bolt mechanism which is a feature that it shares with the SKS rifle and a lot of other military rifles from the 1950s, honestly.
Okay, now explain what that even means.
You know how your M16...
I got some
Wait.
spare cams if you want. Just ask me.
You know on your M16 when
You
the
see a
bullet...
mole rat with a tan. It means the summer's gonna be a long one.
What?! Since it's in 5.56, which is not
It is
correct.
an AK, and
Oh,
it's a...
God! Someone chopped the barrel down on this poor
What?
thing!
Oh, God, what an abomination!
What did they do to it?
Oh, don't show this to Brandon Herrera. He will cry.
God!
Not your favorite version of the Kalash?
Oh my God! It's
Oh,
been butchered!
that poor baby.
So you say it normally has a longer barrel?
Oh God, it's normally much longer. Also, the barrel's right in front of the gas block. How does it even have enough pressure to chamber the next cartridge? What did they do to it?
Maybe they use overpressured ammo.
That Kalashnikov needs to be fixed before I can actually use it.
Smart.
The barrel is just absolute garbage. Somebody thought that making the hole in the barrel bigger would make the gun
God.
do more damage. So they drilled out the inside of the barrel, so now the bullets are just
No
ricocheting down the
way.
barrel when they come out.
Oh, are you saying they drilled holes
Let's
in the
not
wrong place?
talk about
They made
female
up the hole
Deadpool. Not
inside
here.
the barrel bigger.
I'm not exactly family friendly, but I draw the line at certain subjects. I draw the line, as Tribal will know. Yeah, let's not talk about some certain mods in this game. Let's not talk about that shit. I don't need to get hit. I don't need to get hit with a strike this soon in my career.
Which makes it better, yes?
No, that makes it worse. That means the bullet bounces down the inside of the barrel when you fire it.
Like a pachinko machine.
No!
Like a pachinko machine.
White! Behave!
Oh, a Saiga 12!
A
That's
Saiga?
not the gun we came here for.
It's not, but it's a gun that I want! Yes!
The AK
12 gauge
shotgun.
Semi-automatic shotgun!
Why do you like the Saiga so much?
Well, the Saiga is basically an AK-47 chambered in 12 gauge.
So it's just an AK-47, a different caliber.
It's AK-47 and 12 gauge.
Yeah,
so you
let's
get the
let's stay away
AK-47
from NSFW
reliability,
stuff.
but 12 gauge shotgun shells.
So wait, it's an AK that...
I might curse and talk about guns, but I'm a family-friendly talk about guns and cussing channel. Because I'm a youth that well, I just said it. Yeah, let's not talk about it here at this channel. That no. I'm semi-wholesome. I don't want no Minnesota moms coming after my ass because those women scare me. Don't mess with Minnesota. They all crazy up there. Yeah, we're PG-13.
that fires shotgun shells?
Yes. Yeah, boy!
Oh, FAMAS!
I got a FAMAS!
It is legendary and iconic.
Oh, it's so cool! Whoa!
One of the few French guns I like, the FAMAS.
Yes, my boy! Frickin' FAMAS! Oh, I love this
One
gun.
of the few assault rifles I actually fucking like.
It's in 9mm, I believe.
5.56.
Yeah.
That's roughly the same size, but I probably should know.
I'm
that by
gonna
now.
hit you,
It isn't
Mike.
the same size, Mike. It's almost 5mm smaller.
All right, he gets
No,
the message, guys. Take it easy.
9mm is a 9mm,
gets the
but
message.
5.56 is in inches.
No, it's in millimeters.
millimeters.
Wait, really?
It's 5.56 by 45 millimeter.
Oh shit, you're right.
223 is what it would be in inches.
It looks like I'm gonna have to give up my reputation as being the primo gun expert.
Yeah,
Dang it.
apparently you will. Oh my god, I am
God.
so glad I have this gun right now. This makes me so happy. I found two amazing guns
A
today.
Saiga and a
Would you
FAMAS.
prefer if you had to pick one?
If I could only pick one,
Yes, the Saiga or the FAMAS?
the FAMAS.
Would it be in your top 5 firearms of all time?
It's one of my favorite guns. It's just so cool looking.
It is sleek and identifiable, and I believe ambidextrous, yes?
You can.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
course.
thinking of the
Of
P90.
course I'm gonna
I
watch
always
Laser
get
Pig
those
again.
Yeah.
I've watched
They're both
Laser Pig
sleek.
videos.
You
You can
can
check it
convert
live.
this to be left-handed.
Yeah, all right.
Anyway.
The problem with
Focus on
bullpups
this
is you
video.
can't really fire them left-handed because it will just eject brass directly into your cheek.
Wait, is
Yeah.
the FAMAS a bullpup?
Yeah, it
Yes.
is. Magazine's behind the
It's one
trigger.
of the few
Oh,
bullpups
Here, let me
I
throw
like.
this on the ground so I can show it to you. Let me save first. Saiga's not really going to be much to look at. It's
It's an AK, but it fires
it's
shotgun
an AK
shells.
and 12 gauge.
So, to make the AK a Saiga, you pretty much have to make the barrel bigger to accompany the shot.
You
He's
make the barrel
learning.
bigger and you make the magazine bigger, and you make it have a bigger bolt. And then there you go. Now you have a Saiga.
No, you're
That's
not.
it.
Don't worry.
It really is pretty much just an AK in 12
You're good,
gauge.
White. You're good.
Okay.
They make the
We'd like to
Saiga
keep
in
this-
different
we'd like to
calibers.
keep the
Like,
chat
they
in
make it
this
12
channel
gauge, they make it 20 gauge.
PG-13.
They also make one
Keeps the
in
Minnesota
410.
moms and the FCC away from
which
me.
410 isn't a gauge, but people were used to refer to it as a gauge. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm very glad that we found this. I'm very glad I have it. But more importantly,
The FAMAS, which is indeed a bullpup. The
Oh,
magazine
well, they actually
is
have standard
behind
mags.
yes,
that finger guard.
the trigger.
that-
Yes.
The handle holder.
So, a couple interesting things about the FAMAS. It was incredibly futuristic when it first came out, just like the Styrog. The entire carry handle assembly, the big rectangular thing on the top of it, the carry handle and sight assembly is actually made almost entirely out of plastic. The lever on the back, behind the magazine here, switches
Yeah, I
between
don't mind
3-round
modern
burst
shit as
or
long
full
as it
auto.
looks cool.
Interesting fact, this is
FAMAS
one of the
looks
only NATO
fucking
guns
cool.
that was originally designed to use steel-cased ammo.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
Most NATO countries use brass-cased ammo, but the FAMAS use steel-cased because it's got a really high extraction pressure, so you kind of have to use steel shell casings because the original ones had problems with ripping brass shell casings in half.
Well,
Yep.
are you saying that the FAMAS aren't designed to use brass casings?
The original ones weren't.
Yeah, the
Oh,
original
but the
ones
newer
were.
ones probably
The
are.
newer ones, yeah, the newer
yeah.
ones are.
I think you're not supposed to use that thing on top as a carrying handle. It's referred to as a carrying handle, but I think soldiers got yelled at when they used it as a carrying
I
handle.
wonder if the French military got used at for that, because I don't care what anybody says. The thing on the top that they say isn't a carry handle might as well just be a carry handle, because that's what people primarily end up using it
Well,
for.
Yep.
it's detachable, isn't it? Or is it part of the frame?
Part of the frame.
On this FAMAS, it is not detachable.
Yeah, this model.
Are there FAMASs where it is detachable?
Yes.
That would be the FAMAS G2 Felon.
If the carrying handle is detachable, then carrying it by that would change your zero if it got shaken loose.
No, not really, because the sights are mounted directly to like the barrel, so they're pretty much gonna stay there just fine.
Wait a second. Are the sights on top of the carrying handle or underneath it?
They're on top of the carry handle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one. Okay, so this
got
one
like
is
a
the
little, like,
second version of the
trench.
FAMAS, because this one has the weird trigger guard that covers the entire grip,
Yeah.
and then also this one is adapted to take NATO mags, because the original FAMAS had like specific
Yeah, the French are like,
25 round
oh, it's
magazines
our
that
own
were straight.
magazine. Oh.
Also, if you look on the barrel, you see those weird
it
ridges on
only
there.
fits into our gun.
Yeah.
That's so that ring can move further forward and backwards so that you can launch rifle grenades.
Yep.
Rifle grenade?
Oh,
You
yeah.
basically just shove a grenade over the end of the
Yeah,
muzzle
you
and
shove a
fire
grenade,
blank
float
into
in a
it, and then it
blanket,
launches a
boom.
rifle grenade.
It's fucking
Almost
brilliant.
like a pinball machine where you put a grenade at the end of your gun?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess you can equate it to like that.
Pretty much.
yeah.
Pretty much.
So, you pull the pin on the grenade at the end of your gun?
Oh no no no
Oh,
no!
no.
The rifle grenades are like are totally different.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's one of those ones where it spins a bit and activates?
It's something like that. I think the act of firing it causes it to arm
Yeah,
the
I
grenade.
think it's the gas hitting
But,
a certain like
Still,
little
though,
pin
you're basically
inside the tube
launching
of the
a grenade,
Yeah, I
by
think
firing a
that's it.
bullet at the grenade.
No, it's a blank. You shoot a blank.
Yep.
What if you forget to load blanks in there?
Um,
Then you're just shooting a bullet at a grenade that's point blank.
Yeah, I think they technically have safety mechanisms that should keep them from going off, but I still wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to test that
Yeah, so
experiment.
I'm like hella stoked we got this thing. The FAMAS has a stupid high firing
oh
rate.
yeah. Oh,
as you can see,
I used to absolutely slay with that thing in the
I'm
original
very
Modern
stoked
Warfare
that we
2.
have this. Also, the
The
model
original,
guy
the
used
good
is
one.
absolutely gorgeous. He did such a good job making this model.
Would you like to take it back to base and Frankenstein the hell out of it?
I kind of would, yeah. So
Why?
you might recognize the FAMAS from the game Metal Gear Solid.
No,
That is the first time that I saw that.
Yeah, which a lot of people, myself included, thought it was kind of weird that it's a bunch of U.S. Special Operations soldiers in Alaska using French-made assault rifles.
Yeah.
That is weird.
You know why they use the FAMAS in that game?
I
I'm
don't.
the guess.
Because it's super blocky looking.
Yeah. Early
And it made it really
early
easy to
PlayStation
render it on PlayStation
graphics.
1
God,
graphics.
that was an era.
Really?
Yeah, that's the entire reason they use the Mark 23 SOCOM as well, is because it's an incredibly blocky looking handgun.
Yeah, the fucking designers in Metal Gear, they were like, "Oh God, the fucking graphics! How can we like make an AR-15 look good in this? We can't." Wait a minute. What about that French assault rifle? Wait, which one? This one. That's perfect. With the graphics, we'll be able to put that in and make it look good. Gotta love PlayStation 1. That was a fucking Wild West back then.
All right.
Doesn't have
Everything
anything
was
to do with
blocky.
its performance or its history. It's just that it's blocky.
So that's the reason they had a French assault rifle.
yeah.
That's it.
That is the reason that it was a bunch of U.S. troops armed with a French assault rifle. I think they had some reason in game why they were, but I don't remember what it was. So we got a Oh, look! You can get the felon receiver.
Okay.
That is one of the advantages of a bullpup. Is this standard civilian barrel is probably like a 20-something inch barrel, but this whole rifle is probably about only the same length as like an M4 carbine.
Because you have the magazine at the very end.
Because the magazine's at the very end
You
of it.
get
Yeah.
more length.
What's the negative to having a bullpup like that?
The negative to having a
Is it-
bullpup is it does require. Oh look, you can add the standard F1 receiver.
Is it awkward to load a magazine like that?
It can be. It does technically require
Wow, the guy
more
who made
training.
this really put some effort into
Oh, I
this.
can put the
Bravo
actual
fucking
laser
O.
that they had on the FAMAS
Oh
on this.
shit!
Apparently.
Okay, yeah, we'll try that. Yay! I can put the curved fill-in bipod on there.
Holy
you
shit!
go.
In my opinion, there
Wow.
are more upsides to a bullpup rifle than there are downsides. However, that is entirely my opinion. A lot of people disagree. A lot of people say bullpups are inferior and there's no reason to use them.
I just,
If you want a
I
rifle
just,
that's very
again,
compact,
with me, it's always
it
the
still gives you
mindset
the
that
same
comes up
accuracy.
behind them. That's my
It's
issue.
like a
I have
longer
nothing
barrel
wrong with
rifle.
against bullpups.
Yeah, but
especially good
downsides,
bullpups.
can't really shoot it
Just
left-handed unless
don't
you get one
bullpup
that's
everything.
converted
Not
over.
everything needs to be
And it does take
bullpupped.
a different manual of arms to get used to.
Why can't it be ambidextrous?
That's where all the shell casings come out. On the other side of the rifle, that's where your cheek goes. So you try to shoot it left-handed, you're going to be eating all that brass.
Oh, I see.
Hot
and if I
lead
put my
in mouth.
face right there, all the brass is gonna be oh my god.
Yeah, you will just be eating brass.
Just buy it from
That
T-Vultures.
magazine is a surefire 60
Oh,
round
God, you're
magazine
trying to
for an
save that
AR-15.
Kalash.
It is not a 12 gauge magazine.
Oh, no, it's the Sega.
It's okay. It's okay.
The more you dick around that Saiga, the more it looks like an actual AK.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm just putting wood furniture on it, for giggles.
Hey, wood
Give it the
furniture
French
always
name,
is good.
Zach. Give it the name that FAMAS stands for.
Oui, oui, baguette.
know
Le
what it
mot
stands
la
for.
poire.
Make up an acronym.
Seal de automatique mati ba. Oh, yeah. No.
Assault shotgun.
Fun and me ass shoot.
That's what FAMAS now stands for. From this point on, put it in the history books. Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting that's a shotgun because I look at it and immediately think assault rifle.
You know, I
Yeah,
actually kind
but
of
it's
like
not.
it better with
It's
the
a
wood
shotgun.
furniture. Wood furniture makes everything better.
Whoa! Oh, this is not awful trying to aim through irons at all.
Oh,
This
good
is
Lord.
not like a horrible, horrible tunnel vision.
Jesus.
Oh my god, I hate it.
Put
You
a
made a
scope
gun so you
of-
can
of,
hate
like
on
a
it?
mount on
Oh,
that
no,
thing.
it's just so hard to see through irons like this. It looks cool as hell. Especially when you're running. Look at this. Look how cool I look.
Ah.
I was trying to think about what the French national anthem was for a second there. Oh, well,
La
it doesn't matter.
Marseillaise, I believe.
À cause des garçons. Le, 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 le. À cause des garçons.
I don't think that's the French national
Le
anthem.
manger toi.
Laissez
mou-
tomber
I don't know. I
les
can't
filles,
speak French.
laissez tomber les filles. Ow! No appreciation for the finer things in life.
That's not the French national anthem!
It should be. It's good. Ah!
I also absolutely love this FAMAS, though. Like, seriously, I love this gun.
If you had to choose, FAMAS or P90?
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's
That's
one.
tough. They're both bullpups. Mm-hmm. See, the thing is, the P90 is very effective against things that are wearing body armor.
Why is that?
It was designed specifically to defeat Russian body armor, and the thing is, if you're wearing body armor and you get hit with a 5.7 by 28mm shell casing that is actually an armor-penetrating round, it will do more damage to you
Oh yeah.
than if you
That's-
weren't
yeah,
wearing body
fucking
armor and you
5.7
got
will
shot with it.
chew through
This gun was
fucking armor.
designed to attack Russians? Was it designed during the Cold War?
It was designed during the Cold War, and the thinking was,
God,
if
imagine
Russia
if we
decides
started
to
putting
attack
P90s in
NATO,
the hands of the fucking
they're going to be sending
Ukrainians.
Spetsnaz and Special Forces troops and paratroopers. So you want to have your rear echelon guys have a gun that is incredibly easy to use, has very little recoil, is easier to use than a pistol, and is capable of defeating body armor.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the point of the P90. By the time NATO finally got off their ass and started doing weapons trials for the P90, The Soviet Union had collapsed, so it didn't really fulfill its intended purpose anymore.
Unfortunately, the war was over, damn it.
The thing that's good about the P90 is 50-round magazine, high rate of fire, very, very low recoil, and armor-piercing bullets.
Okay.
Put all those things together, and it's a recipe for a tiny laser gun that is very small, very compact, incredibly easy to use, and theoretically capable of just ripping through body armor.
Yep.
So you would choose the P90 for its armor-piercing capabilities?
Well, the other thing is, though, if I just take a 5.56 rifle, I've just got armor-piercing innately.
So you would pick the FAMAS over the P90?
That's a
Which
tough
gun is
one.
better at piercing armor, then?
Out of the two of them,
Yeah.
probably the FAMAS, because the
No,
FAMAS
these,
is
for
an
most
actual
of it,
rifle.
this is all mods.
And the P90 is not a rifle.
No, it's technically a submachine gun.
You would definitely pick the FAMAS then, yeah?
I probably would pick the FAMAS also because they're, like, almost impossible to get in the United States.
Reagan!
Money, no object, I'm getting both of them. But if money is an object, with it, which it is, and you're just going to give me one of the two of them, then I'm taking the FAMAS, and then I'll just buy a P90 later.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a Desert Eagle, all right. Good
Oh,
God, I'm
shit.
deaf now.
Oh,
Okay,
fuck.
well, new gun for you.
New gun for me? I'm probably not going to use it, to be
It's
completely
a
honest.
Deagle.
Really?
Yeah, I really have no desire to use a Desert Eagle.
Why not? Aren't Desert Eagles cool?
Yeah, they're cool, but I wouldn't use one in combat.
They're not reliable?
So the problem with the Desert Eagle, I'm gonna sum it up real fast for you. The Desert Eagle, they made it in a giant fuck-off bullet. It's a 50 caliber projectile.
Yeah, it's
Jeez, okay.
literally
That's
just
all you had
a
to
fuck
say.
you
It's a
round.
50 caliber projectile, and the problem is, mechanically, the Desert Eagle's super interesting. It's a freaking gas piston-driven handgun, which is just weird.
Ugh.
With a rotating lug bolt, also weird.
Yeah,
The barrel
for a
doesn't
pistol.
move, so when you mount optics to it, you mount optics to the barrel instead of the slide. But the problem is, because the bullet is so big and the cartridge is so massive, even for somebody like me, I have a hard time controlling the recoil of this thing, and I end up accidentally limp wristing it, and then it doesn't cycle properly.
The bullet
Yep.
casing is so big that it recoils sideways to eject the bullet.
I don't really know what you said, but yes. Is this one? This one's in 44 Magnum. What the hell? When I was a kid, I used to go to the library and
Engravings
check out
give you
these,
no
like, gun magazines
tactical
from the 1980s
advantage.
and 90s.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I'm weird. I'd love doing that. But I remember seeing an advertisement for the Desert Eagle that was, I forget who the competition shooter was, but he fired 7 rounds from a Desert Eagle in less than 1 second.
What?
Dang.
So, like, they work. I'm not a huge fan of them. I'd rather use a 1911 or some other combat pistol.
Damn right.
Specifically because of less recoil.
Yeah, it's less recoil. It's more
More
practical.
practical.
We'll just take this back home and you can put it on the shelf.
Yeah, we'll put it on a wall or something. It'll look cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I should mod this pistol and give it to Darlene, maybe.
Oh yeah? It's not a French pistol though.
No, it's Israeli. Well, actually, it's made in Wisconsin.
Is that where the manufacturer is located?
The Desert Eagle, it's called the Desert Eagle because it was designed by Magnum Research, but because they were a small company, and oh god, that is a big dude.
Yeah,
Because they were
you
a
don't
small
wanna mess with
company and
them.
didn't have the manufacturing capacity, they had Israeli military industries out of Israel make them. So it's a Wisconsin-designed handgun made by Israelis in a giant caliber that's used by gangbangers in American movies.
Uh-huh.
It's used in a lot of movies because it has a very commanding screen
Yeah,
presence.
it
Sorry,
looks
I'm worried about this
badass.
giant-
Like you
I'm
see
sure it'll be
Arnold
fine. We'll just go
Schwarzenegger use
around.
this thing, or the Terminator.
What
or-
in God's holy name is this?
Oh
piece of hot
God,
trash?
this! Oh,
Every gun you find.
This is something else. This is something else
this is a
entirely.
That's a
nightmare.
weird barrel, I'll say that.
This is
It's
a
got
nightmare.
a modified grip from a 249 machine gun on it.
You mean the lower receiver?
No,
The thing you're
grip.
supposed to hold on to at the front, that is straight off of a 249 machine gun.
Ooh, okay.
But for some reason, it's got part of the barrel jacket from a Lewis gun. I don't know why there's
Yeah,
like
those
a water
those
recirculating
cool-
tube on it.
Yeah, look at this. These cooling fins right here, those are from a Lewis gun. This barrel shroud's from a Lewis gun. The front grip's definitely from some kind of saw. I don't know what the fuck this is or any of this. It's side mounted like an FG42. It's got a carry handle from a FNFAL. I don't know what the fuck. That looks like it's like the top part of a fucking shotgun. It's got this tube, which I think is for water. So it's a water-cooled assault rifle. To which I have to ask, what the fuck?
Because I presume...
It's got a fucking anti-aircraft gun scope? What the fuck? Then, yeah, it's sealed off here, because this would have been open because it was an air-cooled.
that they looked at a Maxim gun and thought that that would be cool to make it, like, water-cooled, except the Lewis gun is air-cooled.
Yeah.
It's got anti-aircraft sights on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, these sights are straight-up anti-aircraft sights. You got a carry handle on the side of it.
From a saw.
It's just a carry handle from some light machine gun, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Believe it or not, Zach, people in the post-apocalypse hodgepodge their guns.
Okay, stop. There's a difference between a hodgepodge and whatever the fuck this is. This is an abomination. This is like some sort of oh my god. Honestly, though, I think this thing would definitely be California legal.
This charging handle makes no sense either, because the charging handle is at like a weird angle. So I don't understand how this charging handle is supposed to manipulate anything.
Fuck?
There's not enough room to pull anything back unless it's like attached to a rack and pinion system, or maybe it's got a Maxim bolt on it? Why would it have a Maxim bolt on the inside? There's a disassembly lever from an AK on here. What is... That trigger's got weird tabs coming off it, so it's a giant shoe, and it's got a side magazine that only holds 20 rounds?
Well,
What is this?
If it held more rounds, it'd stick out too far. Then you wouldn't be able to squeeze past doorway.
Shut up,
This
Mike!
is such a piece of shit!
Ugh.
This is not an assault
I'm getting
rifle.
heartburn.
This is a monstrosity.
It's an amalgamation, that's all.
What happened to the Chinese assault rifles that existed in the capital wasteland?
We're not in the capital wasteland.
Where's the service rifles that the
Getting
NCR
heartburn
have?
just
We're not in
looking at
Nevada.
this thing.
Why would you water cool it when it clearly has the back of an air-cooled Lewis gun?
You asking me? I don't know. Are you screaming into the abyss?
I'm screaming into the abyss about this pointless, god-awful monstrosity that should not be. It's incredibly front-heavy. Every time I try to bring this thing up and shoulder it, I can't even control it. I can't control it.
Wow.
It's too heavy.
Why do you have to hate some things? Why can't you just like things and then not be interested in others?
Because some things are utter trash and shouldn't exist.
One man's
Exactly.
trash is another man's trash.
Oh, man, I'd feel better using a Martini Henry than I would using that
Oh
thing.
god, yes, the
So,
Martini
you're gonna
Henry.
choose between this assault rifle.
Yes, or a single-shot rifle and a caliber that doesn't exist anymore.
Which
I
is
would
a
take the one in
shame.
the single shot that doesn't exist.
Damn
Zach,
right.
you're only allowed to have one gun from now on. Which do you choose? This assault rifle or the Pancor jackhammer?
Does the Pancor jackhammer actually work, or is it one of the non-functioning prototypes?
Oh, it's one of the functioning prototypes, but every time you have to reload it, you have to disassemble it.
Oh, god damn it.
I'd sooner let
guess
the
you'd have to
wasteland
say
kill
the assault
me.
rifle is not the worst gun you've ever used.
No, the assault rifle isn't. I'd take that one and figure out a way to make it lighter.
You fix it.
Alright, what the hell is...
What the-
Okay,
oh,
this
that's
is
a mod.
weird.
I don't
It's got,
know.
like...
That's an XM8.
No, it's
No, it
not.
isn't.
Okay.
It's a made-up gun.
Eh.
It's got a bunch of features from real guns. The stock is reminiscent of a
Bushmaster
ACR stock. So is the bolt
Yeah, it
and the
looks like
little
an ACR
knob
that's
right
just been,
behind
like,
the ejection
all
port.
thickened.
But for some reason, on the very back, right in front of where the stock is, there's this little triangle which appears to me to be like a welded piece of sheet metal that looks like the top upper receiver cover of an AK. And then it's got like the magazine well of an M4, but a really weird magazine release on it. That looks like an ergo grip. I don't know what the hell is going on with this handguard right here.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then for some reason, on this side of the gun, there's this little ovoid shape right here.
Yeah.
This is why I don't like
That's
modern guns.
directly
They look
taken off the side of
weird,
a
overtly
FN Scar,
weird.
but put at an angle in the wrong spot on this. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with this, but it looks like hot garbage, and I don't want to have anything to do with it.
Oh, ouch.
I apologize, but it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, really? Is the thing that you called hot garbage not your cup of tea?
Yeah, I apologize. I apologize for calling it hot garbage. It is not hot garbage. I just don't like it.
I thought it looked cool, but maybe it only looked cool to me because I don't know anything about firearms.
If I knew nothing about firearms, I would think this looked pretty
Yeah.
cool.
But as a specific firearms nerd, I don't. Oh no, this is not good.
It doesn't fit my refined taste.
Go screw yourself.
does the
I'm not
sight
the
seem to you?
comic book guy for
That
guns.
front sight looks like it's gonna get broken off hella easy.
It does look fragile.
It looks like it would be
all I gotta do
incredibly
is just
easy
go
to
over
break
there,
that front
flick it,
sight
and it'll
off.
fall
The
right
rear
off.
sight's decently robust, but that front sight looks sus.
Wrong.
Whoa! What the? What?
That's fancy.
The hell is this thing?
That's a pretty bitchin' sniper rifle.
Ooh!
Oh.
It's got Nixie tubes!
Oh, I love Nixie tubes.
Yeah! Nixie tubes are like a precursor to liquid crystal displays.
So before LCDs, we had Nixie T's.
No, they're just vacuum tubes.
Yeah, Nixie.
I love the watch
Nixie
from
tubes.
Metro that has
T-
Nixie
T
tubes.
stands
in
for
it. They're
tubes.
fucking-
Nobody
that's
ever
fucking
said
cool.
that.
I want one of those watches.
Every number on a Nixie tube is its own filament.
Ooh, okay.
So 0 through 9 are all individual filaments in the Nixie tube, and when you want a certain one to light up, you send a current. So
Okay.
it's like a tiny neon light with 10 filaments inside it that you can turn on. They're really cool.
I don't think I've seen one of them before, probably because they fell out of fashion with the invention of LCDs.
They did. They did not last very long.
Yeah.
They lasted like maybe
Technology
a
got
decade.
replaced
and
really,
even
really
then,
fucking
it was
fast,
only like
but-
really high-end electronics used Nixie tubes.
Oh, they were the HD DVDs of their time.
Kind of. They didn't really have any competition. There's Nixie tubes and there's other ones that are called like Decatron lights, which are super cool. Unfortunately, by the time Nixie tubes became fast enough to make, liquid crystal displays came out and Nixie tubes were basically pointless.
I'm sure there was a company that invested into Nixie tubes. After 10 years, they finally had the infrastructure in order, and then they lost everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nixie tubes kind of just fell out of favor really quickly because, well, one, they're vacuum tubes and they get hot.
Uh-huh.
Two, they have a tendency to draw a lot of power, especially when compared with liquid crystal displays. Liquid crystal display needs like nothing.
Huh. Yeah.
You can just slap a half-watt battery into a liquid crystal display and it'll just sip at it for like 10 years.
Yeah.
But you slap a Nixie tube on something that requires 3 volts and it's going to drain it in a couple hours.
Yep.
Also, Nixie tubes can burn out, unlike liquid crystal displays.
Yep.
So, really, the only thing Nixie tubes have going for them is they look retro and super cool.
Yeah, they look really, really, really fucking cool.
That display just
No,
looks awesome.
not that
does,
golden
yeah.
gun. That thing's a piece
Hey,
of
what
trash.
do the numbers on that screen read? I can read half the digits, the other half is burned out. Well, there's a 2 in the tens place. Does that help?
Yeah, they're super cool. There's actually a couple companies now that are making Nixie tubes.
Of course, they're the
Maybe I
vinyl
should
of
get
its
the Nixie
time.
tube watch,
Kind of.
clock.
They're
Put it right
really
up here on my
making
new
Nixie
desk or
tubes
something.
more as
Put it
like
on
an
my
art
wall.
form thing. They do them in small quantities. Every single one is completely handmade. Someday I want a Nixie tube clock
Of course.
because I love weird retro shit like that.
Yeah.
But at this point, they're cost prohibitive. The only Nixie tubes that exist
Any
now
other
are
gun in
ones
the
that
world.
are either
Yeah, the golden
boutique
gun
shop.
from
It's some
007 just-
dude
it
in
looks weird.
Poland
I don't like
that's making
like,
Nixie
a thing with
tubes.
me. Cool fact about me: I don't like gold. I know I'm like committing an ultimate heresy against the Emperor of Mankind because it's literally the Imperial 40K universe is literally covered in fucking gold. I'm more of a silver guy. I like silver better. And plus, silver's a little easier to find. It's a little bit more common. So yeah, silver's a little bit more practical. Plus, it's a humble color. It's humble. I like to view myself as at least as a semi-humble guy. So yeah, a golden gun. Bleh. I'll leave that to the petty dictators who are insecure about their lives. I'll leave the golden guns to a bunch of insecure so-called strong men who just want to pretend that they're powerful, that they actually matter in this world. For me, it'll just be. For me, I like the small. I like any. If I could have any gun in the world, honestly, any gun in the world. Gotta think about that one. Any gun in the world. What gun would I want? Something that's extremely hard. Something that one. That is any gun in the world. Holy shit, I'm going through my encyclopedia and it's stuck inside my head. What gun would I want? Oh god, no, none of the Halo guns. The Halo guns just look weird to me. Like, they look overtly sci-fi, like, incredibly too sci-fi. Plus, I'm not also the biggest Halo fan. You know, I think I just like that Type Arasaka that I lost. I think I'd like that Type 38 Arasaka that I lost out on. That's a gun I'd want. That's the one gun I'd want. Continue on.
Because he thinks they're really interesting.
Yeah.
Or they're
And
old Soviet surplus ones from 1980.
And people like you go out and buy those because you think they're really interesting.
Don't get me wrong. I would love to buy one of that guy's Nixie tubes. I don't know what the hell I would do with it. I'd put it on a shelf and look at it and go, boy, that sure is neat.
You would put it right next to your 5 Geiger counters.
Super
guess
shotgun,
you're right,
if I
yeah.
got one of the Doom weapons.
Here,
The
Mike,
super
we'll make you
shotgun.
an M16.
And
An
the
M16A2,
bane
I
of
can
my
tell by the handguard.
existence!
Well, it could be an M16A2 or an A3 or an A4.
An A4 would have a different handguard.
Yeah, the DMR is good. I will grant that.
Oh, yeah, the A4 would have a different handguard.
Yeah.
It
Wow,
says
you
an
were-
A2.
Wow. Okay, couple things I'm noticing right off the bat.
What's up, Sin?
Rear sight is not an L shape and is just molded
Yeah.
into this. That front sight's way too narrow.
Ugh.
It's missing the little latch that goes on the charging handle.
Oh, yeah.
The wheel you use to adjust your elevation or the range you're shooting at is a square. I'm not trying to diss on someone's model, but the model for this is like PlayStation 2 quality.
I'm not trying to insult your model, but your model sucks!
Because we did find this guy.
Okay, an
carbine
XM177.
Standard magazine.
You made
Now
yourself an
here's-
XM177,
Now, this
huh?
one I
They
like.
basically
Now, this is an AR-15 I wouldn't mind because it's historic. This is a Vietnam era. This is Vietnam. I will take an XM177.
Took an M16. They moved the front sight post way backwards, put tiny little handguards on it, and put a 2-position collapsible stock on there.
So this is obviously a gun modified for close quarters.
It was basically modified to be really small so that it could be broken down into 2 pieces and fit on the ejection seat of an airplane.
Yeah.
It was a gun that was going to be carried a lot, rarely if ever shot, and it had to work when they needed it to. Special Forces found these things, so Special Forces started requesting them and then taking them.
I want your short little baby gun. It looks cool.
Yeah, well, they wanted a gun that was very short and didn't get caught up on brush.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what created the
XM177. Great fucking little gun.
XM177.
Good history.
Well, they very quickly realized that the problem with the 177 is because the barrel was so short, it was incredibly loud. If you have an M16,
Had a little fireball
20-inch
thing in that
barrel,
barrel.
you fire rounds out of that, that's not going to be nearly as loud as a
dope.
gun shooting the exact same cartridge with a 10.5-inch barrel.
Uh-huh.
So one of the things they did was they designed this moderator.
That thing that looks like a suppressor almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which the ATF considers it a suppressor. I don't think they should.
No.
Because it only lowers the noise by about 2 decibels.
Yeah, it really
Technically
doesn't do much.
suppressed.
The reason they put this on the end of it was not to make it silent. The reason they put that on the end of it was to make it sound more either like a normal M16 or like an AK-47. So that when they were shooting at the enemy would think that they had encountered a bunch of standard infantry and not a bunch of super sneaky special forces
No
guys.
Green Berets, no Navy SEAls.
Because if the
no,
enemy
it's
thinks that
standard
they've
infantry.
encountered standard
And it's just
infantry,
like,
they're more
surprise,
likely
motherfuckers.
to pull back, reassess. But if the enemy thinks that they've stumbled across a group of just 6 super sneaky guys, they're going to push the advantage as hard as they can.
Yeah.
So by putting this on
Actually, I
there,
had a
you
buddy who
trick
was
the
a
enemy
Navy
into
SEAL. I
thinking
think he
that,
still
oh, it's just
had
another
one of these.
normal
Like, he
enemy.
had one that
I
was
want a gun
original.
that sounds like a crappy gun, but is cooler.
The 177 is a super interesting gun. It's actually what spawned the M4. The M4 is pretty much just a 177 with a longer barrel on it. And
Oh, so this is a precursor to the M4.
yes, the XM177 is a precursor to the M4. In Vietnam, they basically took an extra pistol grip that they had laying around.
Oh,
they
yeah.
chopped it down and bolted it onto the handguard,
they
so they
just
had a pistol
bolted
grip
it
on the
there.
front of it,
Why?
so that when you're shooting it on full auto, you have extra controllability.
Yeah. The early
The
Ford
handguards aren't good enough?
Not really. It's not, sometimes it's kind of nice to have a vertical grip on the front of it,
sometimes it's just
especially
nice
if
to
you're
have-
doing like
Oh.
spraying like full auto.
When you said they attached a grip
Well,
to
that's
the
true.
front, I imagined they taped it horizontally
Oh.
to the side of it.
Oh no, it's like straight up and down on the bottom of
Yeah.
it.
They glued the grip to the bottom of the
Yeah,
barrel.
they just used like a wood
Sometimes
screw and
they did,
attached
yeah.
it to the bottom of the
I
barrel.
understand now.
technically, this grip is anachronistic because the 177 and the 177E1 would have not had the little finger groove on there. It probably would have been like a Bakelite style grip. The forward assist would be on the E1, but then this would have magazine release fencing around it if it was the 177.
As hard as they tried, they couldn't get it perfect.
Close enough.
Well, the problem is there's so many tiny little modifications in between each series of gun. You will never be able to memorize all of the little tiny things, and I still screw stuff up. I'll still be like, oh yeah, no, that one's a 177, and then someone's like, well, actually, the finger grooved on the pistol grip didn't exist until 1969, so you're incorrect. Oh, I could build a Department of Energy Colt!
Oh, God.
There was a very short period of time where the Department of Energy had, this barrel. Oh, look, it's a suppressed 10mm submachine gun. Takes Colt mags. So there was a very short period of time where the Department of Energy, for their nuclear facility guarding, they had these submachine guns.
A variant of the XM8?
No.
Just a variant of a Colt AR-15.
Oh.
Man, that's cool. That's cool that I can make that.
Yeah, Department of Energy.
That's the XM177?
Yeah, basically the Department of fucking Energy of the United States. So at our nuclear facilities all across the U.S., there's actually a actual full-on like security force that is under the command of the Department of Energy. And for a time, that was the gun they carried. That was the gun they specifically ordered to guard our nuclear facilities. It's just fucking weird to me. I mean, just look at that thing. It's just so fucking weird. It's a weird little story like that. If someone showed up with an original one of those, I'd be a little bit more interested. But god damn it, the Department of Energy had some fucking gear. It's fucking crazy.
Yes.
Is it a variant of the XM8?
No. The only way they are related is in that they both have the X designation.
Which is for experimental.
Are they made by the same company?
No, the XM is a military prefix.
Experimental military.
That is not a 177. What is happening with this? Why does it look so weird? What happened to my gun?
What are you talking about?
This is not an XM177.
Then why did you name it 177?
Someone modified it while I wasn't here and turned it into an M16A2.
Okay.
Somebody turned my M16A1 into a dissipator?
What the
The
fuck?
fuck?
I have no idea. Maybe you're the one that's mistaken. Maybe you give it the dissipator barrel and you call it XM177.
Oh yeah, I'm the one that
Hey, we all make mistakes. It's okay, man.
Mike.
I don't understand how much I love this gun. I don't just like it, I love it.
Oh,
I'm in love with it.
the MP5
Yeah,
SD.
but you'll definitely cheat on it with a
slap,
P90.
The slap.
It's not cheating.
Mission parameters. Crew expendable, baby. The MP5 SD. Schluck is happy. Oh, I want an MP5 SD. Just a fucking little... Bro, that's a fucking fidget spinner right there. That's what the fidget spinner should be. It shouldn't be like a little spinning thing. It should be a... honestly, I would just kill for just like a special thing. And I just pull it out and I just continuously like charge it back and then slap it. That is my fidget spinner right there.
We have an open relationship.
A polyamorous firearm relationship.
The only polyamorous relationships that actually work are ones with guns.
Oh, okay.
Argument there.
The MP5! It's finally mine! Yes!
Your favorite gun of all time.
Oh my
MP5,
god, I
the
love this gun.
best
You have
SMG in the
no
world.
idea.
I've got a pretty good idea.
You have no idea.
I know you like that gun. You said it multiple times.
Yes! Oh! Slap me harder, daddy! Ooh. No, you don't understand. I
Start
need
grinding
the SD.
education right there.
You want the SD, but you can't get it?
I know how to make a fucking SD handguard. Actually, if I put this stock on it, it's exactly how I have mine configured.
Oh, there you go.
I like the old-fashioned like.
Oh, they got the waffle bag.
Oh,
That's
God.
fun.
That's ridiculous.
As far as I'm concerned, this is like the Cadillac of submachine guns.
Oh hell yeah!
It has a fluted chamber to aid in extraction. However, the downside to that means
German
that
engineering at its
kind of
best.
can't really use the shell cases again to like reload them.
Fluted is like rifling, but it's a different kind of rifling.
Usually fluting is on the outside of it.
Yeah.
The fluting allows it to be extracted easier.
It's like it damages the casing once it's fired.
Yeah, but it allows the casing to be extracted.
Yeah, well,
much
who
easier.
cares?
Okay.
Who cares?
Yeah.
These are special forces guys. They're gonna leave their fucking ammo. They're not gonna recover their brass. Fuck that shit. They just want to get rounds downrange. That's the SAS. They know how to use this baby.
Man, I freaking love this gun. Is so good and so popular that HK tried twice to replace it. First, they tried it with the very creatively named HK SMG and SMG2.
Didn't work.
Could just call it the MP6, but whatever.
They tried to replace the MP5 with those, and the Navy went, "Yeah, they're real cool and all, but then just give us more MP5s."
Yeah,
Alright.
exactly.
So then later they tried to replace it with the H&K UMP,
Didn't work.
which was in 45, and everybody that they tried selling it to went, "Yeah, that's really cool. Sure, it's lightweight, but no, give me the MP5 back."
Everyone just wants the MP5.
It's one of those guns that is just so good you can't replace it. It's one of those guns that it doesn't matter if something that comes out that is better. It's one of the guns that it works, it's reliable, it's good. It's the one weapon that it has been replaced several times over with stuff that is obviously superior. But they don't need something that's superior. They just need something that's good. The MP5 is just good. It's not great. It's not bad. It's not kind of good. It's not kind of bad. It's just good. There are just no bad things to say about it. There's nothing bad to say about it. It's the MP5. You cannot go wrong with the MP5. It is just the best firearm in the world. I want one. I want an MP5 SD. I'd love one. I would love one. If I was brave enough to mount my guns like Brandon Herrera does, I'd have it all across that back. But nah, not out here.
They just want the MP5 because it's just better.
It's just
No need to reinvent the wheel if you've already made the perfect gun.
pretty much.
Don't get me wrong. The UMP definitely has some advantages. It's generally cheaper to make, but because it's H&K, it still costs more money. The UMP's it's cheaper to make that one because it's mostly made of polymer. But then again, the MP5 is just made out of stamped sheet steel. You hear a lot of people that say, "Oh, you shouldn't slap the charging handle on it. That's not good for the gun." It literally says in the manual. You are
In the
supposed to
manual.
slap
I've
it.
read the manual and it says,
Do it.
give
The
a
manual's
good
like, "Yep,
hard
just
slap.
it. It's fine. You're not gonna hurt it."
Chamber the barrel, then slap your gun. Put a new magazine in. Kick it in the dirt for a while.
Slap the
Whenever I
gun.
show people this MP5, they're always like, "Why don't you put the collapsible stock on there?" And it's like, yeah, the collapsible stock is classic. It looks really good, but the problem with the collapsible stock is it's freaking heavy, and I gotta carry this
Fair.
thing around all day. And the other
That's fair.
problem,
That's absolutely
granted,
fair.
this gun doesn't have a whole lot of recoil, but it kind of feels like just getting hit in the face with a chunk of rebar when you shoot it, so it's not a lot of fun. Operation Nimrod. Operation Nimrod was the name of the SAS operation to retake the Iranian embassy
Yep.
in London.
The SD,
And it was
the
actually one of
SAS'
the first
true
times
debut
that
to the world.
anybody really saw the.
Before anyone starts going in the comments, yes, I know the SAS has been around since World War II. I know, but I'm saying most of the world didn't really know about them until the Iranian embassy. Some people knew they were there, but they didn't get as much media attention until after the Iranian embassy. That's what I mean. So, no hate commenting in the chat. I love the SAS. Who dares fucking wins.
The MP5 being used by a special operations group. Also, one of the first times that anybody really saw a special operations group do anything.
Normally, the fact that they operate in secret is what makes them special.
It helped that it was on television.
Yeah.
Obviously, it makes
But
sense.
it's kind of the event that brought the MP5 into the public zeitgeist, if you will.
Ooh, zeitgeist, nice.
Yeah. Yes!
There
Finally,
you
I
go!
can have the MP5 SD that I've always frickin' wanted.
Okay.
Oh.
I bought a 20-round mag for my MP5. It's a piece of shit.
Is it?
I
Yeah,
bet.
it won't actually seat in my MP5, no matter what. Like, I lock the bolt back, The magazine is empty. Won't see to my MP5. I don't understand it at all.
Did you get an MP5 magazine, or did you get maybe an AK magazine?
No, it's an MP5 magazine. It will not go in there. Also, you can't put an AK magazine in an
No.
MP5.
Maybe it's an MP5.1.
Mike!
Also, when I completely load the magazine, the floor plate tries to go boom and launch out the bottom of the magazine.
Gonna get a refund?
It wasn't that expensive. I guess I'm just not going to use
You're
it.
just gonna eat the cost.
Yeah. There is a specific handguard for the MP5 that has a flashlight integrated into it. I bought one. The reason you're going to judge me is because it costs $600.
For a
Motherfucker!
component for your firearm.
For a handguard that has a flashlight on it. So I spent $600 on a flashlight.
Didn't the gun itself cost about $600?
No, the gun costs like $2,000 something.
Typical HK.
And you put a $600 attachment on it.
I tried to use it. I went, wow, I can't believe I spent $600 on this thing.
Yeah. Did it give you $600 worth of joy?
No, I put it back in the box and sent it back to the company and was like, yeah, I need to return this.
You had a moment of self-reflection.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are quite rare. Congratulations.
Yes, it was incredibly expensive, and I realized the moment I had done that I was like, yeah, this was a mistake. I shouldn't have bought this.
What captivated you initially? Was it good marketing?
No, it's just like one of the coolest looking handguards for the MP5.
But it wasn't $600 worth of cool.
No, it just wasn't. Yes, I finally have an MP5 SD.
Oh!
Yes!
Darling.
SD stands for silencer dummy.
It stands for something in German.
Suppressed drumstick.
I don't remember what SD stands for. I'm sorry, I'm a bad gun nerd. Lovely. Oh, and Baby's first musket also needs to be changed to Baby's first blunderbuss.
Because you don't have to charge it anymore?
Well, no, you still have to charge it, but now it's a shotgun, not a rifle.
Oh, okay.
So it's a blunderbuss, not a musket.
Is that the difference? Muskets were rifles and blunderbusses were shotguns?
Yes.
I never knew.
Well, no, technically a musket is a musket. A rifle has rifling.
Yeah, rifle has rifling.
That's why it's called a rifling, because it has.
I'm saying that's the analogous firearm. A musket is to a rifle as a blunderbuss is to a shotgun.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Wow, we were both shoot a Mac 11.
What?
Finding all kinds of guns today.
That didn't seem like a Mac 11. Aren't those supposed to be full auto?
On the actual military ones, they have a semi and a full auto setting.
I guess this is not the military one.
There's several different versions. I think the Mac 11 was in full. What the hell?
Put a scope on the Mac 11.
Why? Why do you make me do these things?
Oh, that is awful.
Yeah, there you go. This is
Why?
so
Not even the
stupid.
Terminator would do shit like that.
What is deliverer? Why a Walther PPK with an extended barrel?
God, yeah.
In 10 millimeter? The Walther PPK isn't in 10 millimeter. It's in what? It's just a straight blowback semi-automatic pistol. Really low magazine capacity.
Looks like it would be.
They made
Perfect
the
little
ejection
spy
port
pistol.
much bigger on this one, but the original Walther PPK has a completely fixed barrel, which makes it even simpler.
Makes sense.
Got a decocker and a safety on it. The trigger pull on them is, if I'm being honest, not great. So do you see the little pin that's like just under the rear sight?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one is a loaded chamber indicator, so that actually protrudes from the gun just a little tiny bit to let you know there's a round chamber.
Yeah.
in it.
But it's so
If I remember
hard
correctly,
to-
it's the gun that Adolf Hitler shot himself with.
Yep.
It also was James Bond's firearm.
You think you picked that firearm as a tribute to the person who killed Hitler?
No, it was mostly because a lot of the OSS in World War II
Yeah,
used
it was
Walther
literally the
PPKs
gun
because
they
they
thought,
were
"Oh, it's
small,
small."
easily concealable. They didn't have a ton of recoil to them,
It was a
and
third- it
a
was a
lot of
38
Germans
APC,
carried them, so it wasn't
380
too
APC.
suspicious.
Were there Walther PPKs in 10 millimeter as well?
No, theirs were probably in 32 or 380. And this one is suppressed.
Ow. What was that?
That was probably a ricochet. It probably jumped up into the air and then bounced back down and hit you. Sorry. Sorry about that. There's a lot of pistols that are kind of just copies of the Walther PPK, like the Makarov pistol is basically just a Soviet copy of the Walther PPK.
Yeah.
Like the safety's even in the same spot and it uses a fixed barrel.
Okay.
The recoil of 380 does end up being a little bit more forceful on the PPK, but that's just because the barrel is fixed in one spot.
Well, that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, Walther PPK, it's single and double action. You can run it in either fire mode. Double action has got a very heavy trigger pull. Single action is not bad, but not great. Good gracious. Oh, it's a very poorly put
See,
together
now
AK.
this is an Apocalypse AK right
Hand
here.
assembled, I see.
Yep, that looks like an AK-47 to me.
Yep, that is
What?
a home-built
Oh, God, those
AK-47.
welds. They're so bad, though. The gas block is normally not welded to the barrel like that. It's usually cast out of the same... Well, I don't know. I guess if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Why would you have that spring
Almost looks like a
exposed?
Type 1.
Maybe I'm the one who made this weapon. I wouldn't know what I'm doing.
If you made this weapon, I would actually be very proud of you.
Yeah.
If I could make anything more than a slingshot.
I don't know. It's got a lot of holes in it. Yeah, it looks like an XM8 with a Picatinny
Yeah.
rail system on it.
It looks like the standard
Wait a minute, isn't
M16,
that from
M4 kind of model
Crisis?
that most guns these days follow.
No, it looks like an XM8.
Yeah, it's the similar thing, you know.
No, it isn't similar. It looks like an XM8.
Yeah.
Which is different from an M16 M4.
Extremely
Not
different.
really.
Made by
Yes,
AK.
it is. It's vastly different.
I'm looking at it, and it's like the handguard looks similar.
That's only because it has Picatinny rails on it. It doesn't look anything like an M16 M4.
The magazine and the...
No, it doesn't. The magazine looks hugely different. Look, it's got a tab on it instead of having a button. It looks like a G36 if it's similar to anything else.
Okay, but
Why we
I
didn't
mean,
accept
tab
the
versus
XM8,
button,
I
you're
don't
getting into the
ever know. It
minutia
was a
now.
Oh my god. Yeah, the minutia of
least
the difference
Malaysia had
between
the right
a
idea and
push-button
adopted
magazine
it.
release and a ambidextrous tab magazine release.
You say that sarcastically,
I suppose this thing looks like an M4 to you as well.
A1, M16A1.
God, I hate you.
Because of the triangle barrel thing.
I'm gonna hurt him.
Because they had the triangle handguards of the M16A1.
I'm gonna
Was
hurt
that a red
him.
gun? It was the M16A1, right? I legitimately can't remember. I thought it was the M16A1. It had the triangle barrel, right?
I'm sorry, I'm staring at this vehicle and ignoring you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I just saw the word Ithaca Model 37.
Oh,
And
shit.
I got interested because it's a pump-action shotgun, baby.
That also does cryo damage.
I'm a big fan of this shotgun.
Oh yeah, Ithaca's
It's a really
a great
pump
fucking.
action
I like
shotgun.
to keep this
Yeah.
for close
Interesting that it
encounters.
only has one action bar.
I agree. I know exactly what
Actually,
you're
a
talking
lot
about.
of older shotguns all only had one action bar. I don't remember what the first shotgun to have two action bars was. Two just kind of adds, it increases reliability, adds the backup in case one of them gets bent or something.
Well, the more action
yeah.
bars, the better, I always say.
But the Ithaca
no.
37 is actually a completely ambidextrous pump action shotgun. You feed the shells in through the bottom and it ejects them through the bottom.
Ah,
Yeah. Oh, did they actually make it so the shotgun shells come out the bottom? Yes,
Oh.
they did! That's so cool!
Someone did their
I'm
research.
very happy
Someone did their
about that.
homework. I'm proud of you. Proud of you.
Yes!
Oh hell
you go.
yeah.
That is, oh, I love little details like that.
accolades from Zach.
That makes me really happy. So the Ithaca 37, one of the original versions was called the Featherlight because it was an incredibly
Oh
lightweight
god,
pump
yeah.
action
It was lightweight.
shotgun.
That's why special forces
My
guys
favorite
love
version of
using
the
this.
Ithaca 37 is the Ithaca 37 Stakeout, which is a pump action with like a 14-inch barrel. It's
Oh, yeah.
super cool. It was one of the first pistol grip only shotguns.
All right. Here's a guy ranting about shotguns out there.
Why are you telling me? Well, because he's on his way in here. I think you can weasel some money out of him. We can do the standard stock or with an ammo holder. That's kind of neat. Standard sights. There are iron sights, which is interesting. Oh, you can
Slam
convert
fire?
it to
Oh!
What does that do?
It's like fully automatic for a pump action.
Yeah, just hold
only
it down
you have
the
to
trigger, just
manually
boom,
rack
boom,
it.
boom,
So
boom, boom.
every time you go backwards, it ejects the shell. You go forwards, and as
I
soon
have
as the
never
shell's
done that
chambered,
before,
it
but I
fires.
want to. I
So
want to
basically,
try
you just keep
slam
going
fire.
clack, rack, 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 and it just fires until it's out of ammo.
I didn't. Okay, that's something.
Slug.
Ooh!
An MP9?
Looks like he's got new stock after all.
Ooh! Oh,
Hello.
baby, where have you been all my life? This is one of my favorite guns.
Made by Steyr,
Let's
if I'm
inspect
not-
it really quick.
It's a big list.
This is the B&T MP9, which its civilian variant is the TP9.
Ah, yes, the Beckler and Toch MP9.
No, it's Brugger and Tomet. This one, you'll notice that you've got the white dot, the red dot,
Yes.
and then the 4 red dots.
Wait, is that a 4-round burst or is that a full auto?
It's full auto.
auto.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the 4 dots are just full auto. The civilian version only has 2 settings. The B&T MP9 originally started life as the Steyr TMP, or the Steyr SPP, which is the civilian version. Steyr was originally making these, and then for some reason Steyr decided they didn't want to make them anymore, so they sold the rights to Brugger and Tomet, who is now the exclusive producer of these guns. Brugger and Tomet improved on the gun by changing the safety mechanism from a cross-bolt 3-position safety to a rotating selector lever.
That's a wise decision, I think.
The crossbolt safety was a little awkward.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard to actuate. Now, with the addition of a rotating safety, it is completely ambidextrous. It is a rotating barrel, which is a really cool feature. Another gun that uses a rotating barrel is the Beretta PX4 Storm.
One of the few
pistols.
Berettas
Those
I
also use
like,
a
the
rotating
PX4
barrel.
Storm.
You know, on
This
a
looks
M16,
different. Looks good.
when the bolt goes forward, it goes into battery and then rotates to lock.
Yeah.
This one, the bolt itself goes forward, and then the barrel rotates instead of the bolt.
So that's weird.
Yeah, it's really strange. It's super cool. When you take the entire barrel mechanism out of this thing, it looks like a lightsaber. Freaking sick.
All right.
It's a polygonally bored barrel, which is really cool.
Use the
Glocks
force,
use polygonal
Luke,
barrels,
and
so
take
do
the
HK
MP9.
pistols. They also use polygonal barrels.
Are the
Bro,
bullets
Luke
were
Skywalker
firing
had an
shaped like
MP9,
hexagons?
So
That would-
normally the rifling
If the
on a
Jedi
gun,
had
if you
the
were to
fucking
magnify
MP9,
it,
Order
it's
66
90
would have
degree
been
cuts.
nothing.
It's a bunch of spirals.
Yeah, it's a spiral, but the spiral that's coming out of the barrel is a 90-degree thing. It means that, 1, the barrel is easier to clean. 2, it means that the bullet meshes with the barrel better, so you don't get as many gas leaks, where the gas is escaping in between the bullet and the lands and grooves and going out the front of the barrel. The downside to polygonal rifling is it's generally more expensive and a little... Another kind of interesting thing about the TMP is that it is made primarily of plastic. I mean, the bolt and barrel mechanism, that's all obviously made of steel.
Yeah.
But the entire top cover of this gun is just one piece of plastic. There's not even any, like, aluminum inserts or anything.
That makes it very lightweight.
This is one of those guns that fits into a really weird niche of, like, is it a submachine gun or is it a personal defense weapon? What does it qualify as?
It's sometimes difficult to quantify these things.
It is. It can be landmine.
It could be a landmine.
It could be a landmine. Why didn't I defuse that landmine?
You did, with your face.
Apparently so.
Modifying the APC-9 because APCs 1 through 8 were taken. Oh, it's pretty fun. You know, when you've got that forward grip, and then you got the normal grip, and then you got the magazine sticking out, kind of reminds me of a Nintendo 64 controller.
So, I do have a couple problems with this gun, because of course I do.
The pistol, the 44.
This is an older model Smith & Wesson. You can see on the hammer, there is a notch in the center of it. That notch is where the fixed firing pin... Don't do that to a revolver!
You're the one doing it.
That notch is where the fixed firing pin would go, and I can't help but notice that there isn't actually a fixed firing pin on this.
Nope.
Also, the locating area, so there should be an area on the back of this revolver that locates the fixed firing pin so that it strikes the back of the primer in exactly the center. That is completely missing.
It's a custom modified version, I guess.
It's not even a custom modified version.
Kellogg modified it in a bad way.
Ooh, hello!
Oh, light him up!
Why is it making things on fire?
Hey, you found a hardened P90 that ignites things.
It sets things on fire for some reason. I don't know why. P90 looks like shit.
You've been waiting for so long to get a P90.
It looks like crap! What is this?
You've been waiting for... You keep on saying, I hope I find a P90 today. Every time we start, I hope we find a P90.
Yeah! And then I get one and it looks like crap! Oh, railgun!
What makes it look bad? Is
Well,
the paint job
wait a
maybe?
minute.
I hope it's just the paint job, because this looks kind of like ass.
Wait a minute. Does that stock look...
Hey, it's got 5 notches. That must be...
Is that
it's got
stock
5 kills.
made out of
Why
metal?
is it welded? Why is the P90... Why is this part welded together like it's made out of sheet metal?
Oh, wait, no, isn't the P90 supposed to be plastic?
Yes!
Plastic! What? Also, it's in 45 auto, which... You know what? You had to put it in a caliber actually in the game. So, I'm gonna let it slide, the caliber it's in.
Isn't there a 9mm in the game, though?
It's not in 9mm though. All right. I need to
What
go.
is it then?
I need to go back to the house.
It's in
I need to go back to the house.
5.7,
Okay,
I need to have my materials.
You hate how it's welded, even though it's supposed to be made of
Yeah,
plastic.
it's not supposed to be what if I do the factory receiver? Then is it not welded?
Oh, there
That
we
is
go.
the correct
There's a
receiver.
P90. Okay.
Apparently, the hardened receiver. I appreciate the idea. Large magazine. What is?
How do you extend a magazine on that thing?
You don't.
You
the only
don't.
way you extend a magazine.
There's no room to put more bullets in between those two parts.
Yeah, exact. Well, there is if you
Oh,
buy
good
a
Lord.
magazine that is restricted to 10 rounds because it has a plastic spacer in it, so that you can only put 10 rounds in it. That's the only way you can extend a magazine is by removing that spacer.
Oh, okay.
Good Lord.
The extended is a superior 75 round magazine, which is no. Is no.
Is no.
Is no. Is no. Why does it have H&K MP7 sights?
What?
Because people like H&K MP7 sights.
I guess the MP7 sights are interesting because they're flip-up rifle sights that have pistol sights built in. So when they're folded down, it's pistol sights. When they fold up, it's rifle sights.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might just do the reflex sight because
Yeah.
that kind of
It-
would make the most sense.
Yeah.
I think for a personal defense weapon. Spectre standard sights, yeah, we'll just do the reflex sight.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You got a suppressor.
A lot of surprise. What the hell?
The Mall Ninja suppressor. I know this is from an airsoft P90.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's
that's
okay.
that's
that's
one from,
funny.
like, an
I can
airsoft
appreciate
P90.
that.
That
The
is
Mall
silly.
Ninjas.
It's funny they call it the Mall Ninja suppressor.
God, I need to play airsoft again.
Green tip penetrator. Well, no.
Green tip does penetrate, yes?
When people in the United States usually think of green tip ammo, they're thinking of 5.56 by 45 millimeter green tip.
That's
which
what
is
I'm thinking of.
which is the standard U.S. military one.
Yes.
And it is a steel cord ammo, but it's really more of a barrier penetrating ammo, not
Yeah.
an armor penetrating ammo. Black is traditionally armor penetrating ammo.
Okay.
Green is just like standard ammo. The P90 armor piercing ammo would still be a
Green
black
is
tip,
for
so that is
standard.
technically
Black
incorrect.
is when you want to fuck shit
Oh,
up.
you can change the ammo. Not 45 anymore.
What the?
You can make
Ew.
an institute. Oh, I love it.
Oh, it looks like it's meant to be in CS:GO. Ugh. The civilian version of this gun is the FNPS90.
Right, which is what you have.
Which is what I own. It's the semi-auto only version of the P90. Traditionally, it comes with a 16-inch barrel that a lot of people will buy, and they'll put the dummy suppressor over it. Or basically like a shroud like this.
Okay.
I got mine registered as a short barrel rifle and then put the shorter barrel on it.
Yeah. Oh, look at all.
Looking a little better than how you first found it.
I kinda
Oh, yeah,
still-
that- now that
'cause,
looks
like
better.
now, look, when
That
I
looks
pull the
better.
magazine out of this, you can actually see the bolt in there. You can see the little lug that the magazine seats itself on. This is a much better looking stock.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, it's
FN
looking pretty
would be
good.
proud
The
of that
magazine isn't clear, which is one of the things that I really like about the P90 is it's usually like a smoked polymer, so you can, at a glance, because you aim it like this, at a glance you can see exactly how much ammo you have left.
Right.
One of the big cool guy things about the P90 is ammo is stored in the magazine horizontally. When it gets to the back of the magazine, it rotates the ammo 90 degrees and drops down, and then loads around into the chamber. The shell casings come out of that hole right there.
That is what makes it ambidextrous.
Actually, how it actually works, I think he's got it wrong. So basically, looking at it from the top, so say, say this little remote here is one of the bullets. So barrels facing the, so if I'm holding it this, so if I'm holding the P90, the bullets are put in like this. And as I keep firing my way away, it comes down to this part right here, the circle, and then basically then there's a little mechanism that turns the bullet like that, and which puts it in the barrel, so that way when I shoot it, it goes out the right way. It's a really cool little design, really complicated, but really cool. Really space age, really great.
The
There's a reason they use this thing in
selector
Stargate.
switch, located underneath the trigger, is accessible from either side. There is a charging handle on, again, either side of the gun.
I guess that's what makes it ambidextrous.
This
Yep.
one is the Tri-Rail P90, which the standard P90 actually has backup iron sights built into the top of the receiver, which I can't show you on this one, but it has backup iron sights on both this side and what would be the other side of the gun. So again, ambidextrous. It was designed to basically be a personal defense weapon.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of super sneaky people started using it because it's incredibly compact.
Yep.
This is like one of the smallest submachine guns you can get.
Secret
It has a
Service uses
very high
this,
round count,
SAS uses
low
their own
recoil.
model.
It's really
A
good.
lot
It's
of
really
special
good.
forces,
Okay.
police forces use this
I
gun.
know
a lot
that
of
they didn't
people
make
love
it in
the,
5.7
love
by
the
28
P90.
because
It's
that would
just such a
involve
good
making
gun.
a whole new ammo for the game. But why does 10mm do less damage than 45 ACP?
Because 45 is a bigger bullet.
I don't even have the time to go into why that is wrong. All right, well, I have a P90 now, so that's awesome.
Hey, where's that Mall Ninja
I'm
silencer?
not putting the Mall Ninja suppressor on. That thing's fucking ridiculous.
All right, fine.
Despite the fact that I absolutely love it and it is one of my favorite guns of all time, I have no more 5.7 ammo for it.
Okay.
Just like in real life,
Ammo's expensive.
just like in real... Man, ammo is like seriously $1 a bullet for P90.
Yeah,
It's kinda ridiculous.
It's just, it's so disappointing because it's just one of...
Hey,
It
go on the
looks
wall.
so cool! It's such a cool gun! I love you, P90. I love you. I love you, P90.
Love you, P-chan.
One of the other interesting things about the P90 is that the bullets are like they're 5.7 by 28 is the cartridge, and most magazines are curved because most bullets are not actually a completely straight. Oh my God! There's a death claw! There's a death claw! Most bullets. 5.56, even 9mm, when you think it's like they're parallel sides, they're actually tapered. And the reason for that is because it aids in extraction.
Ah, makes sense.
It's a free country.
Anyway, if you have a round that's completely straight, when you go to extract it, you have two surfaces that are completely parallel. That it's trying to drag that shell casing out of that surface.
I see.
When you have it, even if it's a very slight taper, it's basically a cone now. And a cone is much easier to pull out of another cone than a cylinder.
Makes a lot of sense.
The 5.7 by 28mm, the shell casing isn't actually cone shaped. So what they do to make it work is the shell casing is coated in like a polymer to help it extract from the chamber better.
Okay.
Which does mean that now your rounds are more expensive to make because you have to coat them in a
Yeah.
polymer.
Seems like it would just make more sense to go for the cheaper, tapered off bullets.
It's really interesting. Just the fact that it's a bottleneck pistol cartridge is super interesting to me. But then I guess you could also argue that 357 SIG and 7.62 Tokarev, those are also bottleneck pistol cartridges.
I guess you could argue that, because they are.
Yeah.
What do you think about this Halo gun here?
Oh, God.
It's a Halo sniper rifle.
Yep.
The one that was in the original Halo is like slightly based on the Donnell NTW-20, which is a
Yep.
bullpup. Is it the Donnell NTW-20? It might be. I can't remember.
You
It's-
could keep on speaking confidently and I'd have believed you.
I think it's like a 20mm sniper rifle. It's like a
Yeah.
South African gun, and that's what the sniper rifle from Halo is based on.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the gun from Halo.
Oh.
Yeah. Cool Halo gun. Ooh. Pretty cool.
Not bad.
I'm not a huge Halo fan, so
No?
it just kind of looks like a gun to me.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be some kind of bullpup design. I don't really understand why it's got that cowling on the top of it.
Computer.
Also, I feel like the stock is not long enough. I feel like the front is too long and the stock isn't long enough. I don't like how they gently push the charging handle forward when you reload it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, just the...
Also, where's the sights? How am I supposed to aim?
Just aim down the top of the cowling.
Yeah,
Or maybe they
also
have.
find it funny
Maybe
that
it's
they
because
gave
they
it
all have
60
built.
rounds,
Maybe that's
just
what
like
the
the one in
cowlings, where it's
Halo.
covering all the
but
aiming
there's no way
stuff
that
gets
magazine can
beamed
hold
right
60
to the
rounds.
glasses or the whatever.
The M6 Oni PWDS. Oh, this is the pistol from Halo.
Cool.
Jesus.
Good God!
Well then.
This one uses 50?
You were firing 50 caliber
This
bullets.
pistol shoots 50 mg.
Does it now?
My ass, it does.
I
Jesus.
think you've already used it once, but maybe
Okay,
not.
there's
I
the
haven't
DMR.
used this one, I don't think.
The 392A1.
Ew, those bipod legs do not belong on there. Ew.
No?
Ew, why did they put FNFAL bipod legs on the... Alright, whatever.
Bipods are handy, that's why.
I like how it's a Halo gun, but with real-world compensators. We'll do the NB40 muzzle brake.
Okay.
No legendary effect. Bipod removed. We don't want a bipod on it. Oh my god, it's got a PEC 15 for some reason. No flashlight. Here, we'll do the heavy barrel then.
Okay.
Because then the gas tube is actually connected to something. We've got, for some reason, a Trigicon SRS.
As an option, yeah.
Yeah. We've got the Elkin M145. We got the MCS2. We've got the, I think that might be an actual Halo optic. I'm not positive. Ammo type, currently it's 7.62 by 51 NATO, full metal jacket, armor piercing, or full metal jacket, or 5.56 or 5mm.
Damn.
Oh, that apparently. So
That's
it's still
Mauser
7.62.
ammo.
Wait, no, that's
Mauser.
Why does it convert it to 8mm Mauser?
Jesus.
Why does it convert it to 7.92 by 57 8mm Mauser?
I thought that maybe it'd been a typo because I've never heard of a 7.92.
7.92 is 8mm Mauser.
Okay.
They just
Okay,
rounded
whatever.
it up to 8.
Holy crap, it's a SIG P220. Oh my god.
Do you like them?
That's pretty cool.
It's a decent handgun.
And it's a 45 caliber semi-automatic pistol with a decocker on it. Is this one a West German? Maybe. But yeah, it's what most of their other handguns are based on, is the 220 series. Single stack, 45 ACP. They did make versions in 9mm. Actually, fun fact, the first screen appearance of the SIG P220 series handgun was in the movie Rambo 2.
Really?
And it was held by one of the CIA agents, which you can tell in that movie that it's an actual 220 and not a blank firing version by the shape of the top of the barrel.
Well, I can't figure out any of that.
Well, I could. And based on when the movie Rambo 2 was filmed, that means that that was an actual P220 that was issued to the U.S. Army to use in trials to replace the 1911.
But it never did replace that gun.
No, it didn't. The one that actually ended up winning the U.S. Army pistol trials was the Beretta 92 FS. But anyway, we're getting off on a whole different tangent here. I personally love the SIG 226. I actually own one. It is a 226 Mark 25, which is the Naval Special Warfare variant.
Ooh, nice.
Another fun fact about this handgun,
When I lived in
does not
Coronado,
have a
I knew a lot
safety
of
on
seals
it.
that
Just take
that
the
would
bullets
carry
out,
that-
stupid.
that carry that gun.
No,
That
it
was
has
their
internal
standard,
drop
so.
safeties. It has many things to prevent it from firing. There's a firing pin locking block. There's the fact that the hammer will not go all the way forward unless the trigger has been pulled on it. There's a thing to prevent it from going off unless the slide is fully in battery. What this gun does have is it has a decocker, which puts it in double action mode, which has a relatively long and heavy trigger pull.
Decocker.
The logic on it is there's no manually activated thumb safety, so you don't have to disengage anything when you draw the pistol out of the holster. You don't have to disengage anything. Your first trigger pull is just going to be a relatively long, heavy trigger pull. And the only way for the gun to actually go off is if you intentionally pull the trigger on the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, kind of excited about finding this handgun.
Nice.
Oh my god, look at
Why
this,
does
look
it
at this
have a
abomination
mini
of a
bayonet?
220. That's fucking cringe, bro.
That is cringe. That is real cringe right there.
Here's my question. How are you supposed to use the tiny bayonet?
Yeah, how? Please explain.
So you can't even use the bayonet.
Bruh. Bruh. You just posted cringe, bro.
Is that it? Wow, we ended on cringe. Jesus. Man, this one was a long one. Oh, all right, man. Yeah, this one was a long one. Christ almighty. It was over an hour and a half. Whew. What a long one. Yeah, I don't blame some people. Whew, I almost wanted to stop halfway through. Well, anyway, we got to see some cool stuff, got to talk some cool shit, got to see some cringe. Yep, so yeah. Now, I'm probably going to go find Koa, because he's bored and he probably wants a walk. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. Remember to go swing by my Discord and join up there just to get like a little announcement of when things start. And plus, that's probably the best place to like get little announcements if I need to say something, like if I'm going to be gone for a while or something's happening or whatever. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And as always, you know who I am. I know who you are. I will see you all in the next video.